Welcome to Make It Monday. Do you or your kiddos ever struggle with dealing with poison ivy and the resulting fallout? Well, we do in my household. Today, I'm going to make a rollerball to deal with that specific issue. Because it is April here in Tennessee, so therefore that means all the things, well, they've been blooming for a while, but now they're coming on full force, and poison ivy is one of those we've found in our yard over the last few years. And we've discovered that some of the kiddos and I are very allergic and reactive to it, to the point of the urgent care visits and the resulting weight and cost of those. And while you have things like steroids and antibiotics that help deal with that issue, they also kill off your natural gut biome, which has its own resulting fallout of tending to weaken your immune system and make you more immune to getting sick afterwards. So I've started looking for more natural approaches, and I turned to my essential oils. My starting point would be my favorite oils reference book, The Essential Life. I call it my oils Bible. So my favorite thing to do in this is to look it up, because I like showing people, here's how you can find out your own info. So I would start looking in the front where it looks it up A to Z by ailment. So I would look up poison ivy, and it would start with, hey, here's an oil to start with. If that doesn't work, try this one. I like knowing that it's a very individualized approach, because over the years and trial and error, we have decided what oils work better for me individually and what work better for my younger son, which is who I'm making the rollerball for today. He's not gotten into it yet this year, but this is just preventative to have on hand already. It starts with listing off some, and then my favorite thing about this book is that it also tells you what sections can I go look at. You go from looking at the certain oils it recommends to looking at the body systems. This recommends that I go to the first aid section, and it's not kidding, because if you've dealt with allergic reactions to poison ivy, first aid is about right. Now they actually have a oils blend in here recommended that has lavender, Roman chamomile, eucalyptus, and peppermint, which is great. And I like knowing starting points, but like I said, we've trialed and errored this over the last few years. So for this particular kiddo, I know oils I'm using for him. All right, so this is one of my favorite sizes, by the way. This is just a 5 ml. It's easy to use up and easy to refill. And this little particular one is skinny mini, about the size of a chapstick. So it's very portable. And very important to do is to get yourself one of these. It's an oil key. And I like the metal ones just because they're sturdier. You can get plastic, it doesn't really matter. But it's really important that you use those to take these on and off. This has a smaller size and a bigger size for dealing with different roller balls. And you're gonna slide it right under and pop that top right off. Very important when you're putting it back on, because if you push it down, as I learned accidentally with the rollerball, putting it on, you're gonna actually unseat the rollerball, and then you'll dump out all those oils that you just took time to put in there, which is no bueno. All right, so my first go-to for him would be lavender. I've looked on my favorite dilution charts. I'm gonna do about 5 drops of lavender. 2, 3, 4, 5, because I can't count and talk at the same time. I have learned that dilution is a great thing, especially based on the age of your kiddo. We're going to do 5 of Purify, which is a great purifying blend. And if you dilute something with a carrier oil, we're going to do 5 of Copaiba. It actually doesn't make the oil any less potent, but it actually holds it in a place longer, which is awesome. I'm going to do 5 of Fennel. About a 45-degree angle is a good angle to hold these at, about like that, to get the drops to come out. Fennel is really good because it has steroidal properties. I like knowing what are the chemical properties of the oils, why do they do what they do. And for myself, I use basil, sometimes thyme because it's heavy hitters. But for my 10-year-old, we basically want the calmer, gentler oils that also have steroidal properties. I'm gonna add 2 drops of Roman chamomile. 1, 2, ooh, and sometimes an extra one sneaks in there, and that's okay. And I'm gonna do 3 of Yarrow Palm. Now, if I top all this off with a carrier oil, my favorite go-to is coconut oil. It actually has some really great properties all on its own. But get a good quality coconut oil or carrier oil that you prefer. And I'm going to carefully fill it up to the neck of the bottle, and then I put the top. And again, I'm going to use my oil key so that I don't ruin it. You're going to take one of the little circles, this one right here, so it gets on the edge, and pop it on, pop the lid on, and I love to watch and give it a swirl as it all starts mixing. So that's really fun. But again, it's good to know what works for your kiddo, what works for you individually. Let me know what oils you have tried, or if you want to know my recipe, what I've used for this, or also my dilution ratio chart, let me know. Leave me a comment, send me a message.